It is Friday, June 19th, 5 o'clock p.m. I'm KD, not a financial advisor, just a guy who charts and trades. We're looking at the Magnificent 7 plus 4, so the Magnificent 11. It's the main stocks holding up the entire stock market. Let's get an overall understanding on the direction that it's going. And we're going to start with the best, then we go into my least favorites. And there's one I'm kind of neutral on here. So here's SMH, Semiconductor SMH and I mean ETF, SMH, and we have a higher high, close at a higher high. Riding along this ascending trend line, that's the only bullish one I got here. Higher high, higher high, higher high, higher low, higher low. So that's bullish. Next, Taiwan Semiconductors. Same kind of deal. High, 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 high. And we broke above this ascending and closed above that ascending trend line. So my bias is bullish on this as well. So bullish SMH, bullish Taiwan Semiconductors, two bulls. AMD. This is also, we have a, oops, I disappeared. This is where things get starting to get a little shaky. We have high, high, higher high, slight higher high there, higher low, higher low, higher low. Now, if you look here, we have a reversal candle with some inside bar action, and that, my friends, is bearish. And if we skip to the 4-hour chart, you're going to see exactly what that pattern really looks like. Look at that. So we have this bearish pattern here. That should take us down to that trend line there. And if it does, hold on, please. Back to the daily. Now we're going to retest this bottom descending trend line. And if we do, that's going to be a very interesting area. So far, slight bearish, but we'll still be in an uptrend. But we're going to see if we break down here and make a lower low. So we're starting to get into the bearish territory. Broadcom, AVGO. This will conclude the 4. Now this is really bearish. So we have this big drop, sideways consolidation. We're in this parallel channel. Here's your 200-day moving average, that white line. We could possibly break down. That's what they generally do, these patterns. The only upside I do see here is gap filling right here, which will still be a lower high, by the way. We could double top too, but it has to get through this gap fill and it has to get through double top before it has to get through here. So it's very bearish all around AVGO. Let's shoot over to the Mag 7, starting with NVIDIA right now. NVIDIA, bearish. We have a top there. We have sideways consolidation, which is bearish. Looks like we have this head and shoulders pattern that if it plays all the way out, we still have some more downside to go. We are stuck right now within this little wedge pattern. It's a bear pattern, so chances are we're going to break to the downside. So overall, bearish on NVIDIA, shooting over to Apple right now. Apple, super bearish. Beautiful bear flag pattern developing right there. A little narrow here. Let's see if we, chances are bear patterns break to the downside. So I'm bearish on Apple as well, shooting over to Microsoft. Microsoft, a little trickier here, but, we do have lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. If you want, you could say that this could be inside action here, big drop and some bearish consolidation there. And then if you want to zoom out a little more, maybe it's forming a head and shoulders pattern, left head, shoulder right there. But this is a little more bearish to neutral, but I'm not bullish on this at all. We should have a bounce here, though, or somewhere around here, a nice little bounce, but we have to overcome there. And it has a lot of work to do that. So slightly bearish here on Microsoft. Google, almost the same thing, down, sideways consolidation. We have to break down here, and chances are we will come down to around the 200, but I'm bearish on Google right now. Bearish pattern. End of story. It's not me, it's the charts. Amazon, you're starting to see a pattern. We'll double top here into some a bear flag here, bear consolidation. Looks like we're going to come down and test this here trend line around the $233 mark, well, depending on where it hits here. But can't get the pencil, hold on. But looks like there's a bearish formation, so we could come into gap fill, which is going to be right here, and it's probably hit around the same time. X marks this spot down there around the 213 mark, rather. Bearish on Amazon. Meta, but it'll always be Facebook to me. If you zoom out a little bit, maybe we do have a head and shoulders here as well. That's bearish. And we have a couple of lower highs, lower high, lower high, lower high. I do have a higher low there, but it's forming this wedge pattern. I'm a little more neutral to bearish on this one because we have this wedge is starting to form there. So you can't really get a good read on this. but it's not a great read either. So I'm bearish, neutral to bearish on this one, slightly bearish. Lastly, we have Meta or Facebook. It'll always be Facebook to me. And this one looks shoulder, head, shoulder. And this one could be interpreted as neutral to slightly bearish as well. Same kind of deal. We're up in here, and this little wedge pattern could break either way. Can't get a great read on this one. So just going to stay neutral to slightly bearish on this one. And we'll end it with the Qs. The Qs, maybe we have some kind of weird pattern developing, a bearish pattern there. We did have a lower high from here. So that's slightly bearish. I'm still neutral to bearish on this because of the lower high and only the lower high. We'd like to see if we make a lower low now. So either way, all in all, I believe we had 2 bulls, 8 bears, and maybe a neutral or 2 in there for the 11 stocks and ETFs that we checked out. So it's up to you to interpret which way. Those are the heavy hitters. So those stocks and ETFs, they're overall bearish. So I wonder where that takes us market overall. This is not trading, no trading, just an overview on the charts, a quick basic overview on the charts. Where do you think the direction of the markets are in the near future? Let me know. It's always the charts, by the way, never me. Good luck.